Ben 10 is the best indie superhero ever. But how did Ben 10 become the most goated hero of heroes out there? Well, today we go through the entirety of Ben 10, from the very first episode to the end of Ultimate Alien. So, Ben 10 was an ordinary kid when the Omnitrix fell down and crashed in front of him. It jumped onto his wrist and bonded with his DNA. Vilgax the Conqueror wanted it, and now a random 10-year-old had it. So he sends down robot drones. Ben 10 destroys them with just Diamond Head. And his cousin, Gwendolyn Tennyson, is along for the ride, and his grandfather, Max, seems to know a little bit more than he should. Then, one day in an arcade, Ben 10 meets Kevin Ethan Levin. Kevin 11 tempts Ben into the life of a juvenile delinquent. But Ben 10 refuses to let a train of people die so they can collect their money. So he fights Kevin and loses the respect of Grandpa Max. Jumping forward, Vilgax shows up. Vilgax is a planet-conquering despot who is after the Omnitrix. Ben has fought Vilgax's robot drones, which are basically fodder. And then Vilgax himself shows up. Ben fights back, but Max interrupts him. Ben is no match. Ben 10 is taken aboard Vilgax's ship and rockets out of that ship and lands on the ground. Vilgax is the toughest opponent he has faced so far. Ben 10 learns that his grandfather Max was a plumber. Plumbers are one of the premier crime-fighting organizations in the galaxy. They are basically the police of space. Another thing happens. In an episode that gave me nightmares as a child, there was a tick that was going to eat the planet Earth. None of Ben's aliens can stop him except for Cannonbolt. Boom. Ben Tennyson goes inside him as Cannonbolt and breaks every bone in the big tick's body. As a major stat boost for Gwen, Ben's cousin, she gets a spell book from a witch called Charmcaster. This is loot, stealing from villains. And well, Gwen learns a lot from Charmcaster's spellbook over the years. Oh yeah, Ghost Freak is a thing. Ghost Freak terrified Ben as a child. Ghost Freak quite literally... He was the first villain that might be as bad as Vilgax. He's separated from Ben's Omnitrix, and, well, Ben was hard-pressed to beat him. And Ben 10 tried to kill Ghost Freak by opening the blinds. He was that much of a threat. Oh, and Ghost Freak came back again. This time he wanted to mutate the entire planet Earth into feral monsters using a radioactive crystal. Cut forward to Alien Force. Ben 10 is now 15 and living a normal life as a high school soccer player. But Grandpa Max sends him a message, and the hybrid, a race of aliens white supremacists are attacking everyone. And I mean everyone. A plumber dies in front of Ben's eyes because of the hybrid and the Forever Knights, alien racists. But Ben Tennyson comes out of that, forming a team with his arch nemesis Kevin and Gwen. From there, Gwen meets her Anodite grandmother. Her Anodite grandmother's name is Verdona. And Verdona is... she's cool, I just gotta say. Verdona is an Anodite, an energy being made out of life energy. And well, Gwen Tennyson has the same powers, but it will take 70 years to master them and she'll have to abandon her human life. She chooses humanity over power. And in another battle, taking down a hybrid invasion, it turns out Max has been on the run, taking out hybrid all over the planet. He uses a null void projector handle to self-destruct, taking out the entire facility. Max Tennyson saves everyone. Ben 10 stops the hybrid invasion through diplomacy instead of violence. And Max, he destroys the gate that the hybrid invasion fleet was going to come through. Excellent episode, excellent arc. My favorite pre-Omniverse Ben 10 arc. But after beating the hybrid, Ben becomes arrogant and, well, he just takes everything for granted, and because he's saved the universe now. But Ben 10 meets Vilgax, and after hacking the Omnitrix, great job, guys. Ben and Kevin lose. So after that happens, Kevin is mutated and Ben loses several of his Omnitrix aliens. They get back all the aliens, they fight Vilgax, they win. Ben is hopefully humble again. Ben 10 fights an alien of the same species as Kevin called Agrigor. Agrigor is a very dangerous alien who can absorb other people's powers. Then he merges with all the aliens he kidnapped. And Ben 10, he tries to kill Agrigor, but nothing much takes. Then they've got to go on this quest, collecting these magic keys so the aliens can't reach the Forge of Creation. The place where the Celestial Sapiens, or Alien X as Ben calls his form, live. And well, Alien X, he's basically the god of the Ben 10 universe. He can erase anything, or create anything, or do anything, as long as the three personalities all agree. And Agrigor almost absorbs a baby Celestial Sapien. But Ben manages to stop him. Well, Kevin 11 manages to stop him by making the ultimate sacrifice and absorbing the aliens in Ben's Omnitrix, willingly becoming insane so that Kevin can live. And then, Kevin becomes an absolute menace. He goes around, he's crazy, and well, he's so bad, in fact, that Ben 10 decides this guy needs to be put down. They've got a plan to cure Kevin. Ben 10 almost kills him, but Gwen stops him at the last minute and saves Ben 10 from being a very different kind of show. Then Ben 10 hears of an alien threat called the Dagon. The Dagon is a dangerous universe-conquering entity that is probably the next best thing to a celestial sapien. And Ben 10 is beefing with this other protector called Knight George, who is given a magic sword made by the creator of Ben's Omnitrix called Azmith, basically to hunt down Dagon the first time. Dagon won't underestimate him again. Vilgax absorbs the Dagon because his pure energy. And well, Dagon powered Vilgax and Ben face off. Ben uses the sword and beats Vilgax. George the Knight is dead. Let's see. Ben absorbs Dagon's power but chooses to release the sword, curing every esoterica Dagon's minions on Earth. Ben 10 has made the ultimate sacrifice, and, well, he has saved lives. He's not just saved lives, he's given up ultimate power as well. Dagon the Ultimatrix and the sword. Azmith rewards Ben by giving him the completed Omnitrix. Benjamin Kirby Tennyson is finally ready for the big leagues. That was Ben 10 beginning up to Ultimate Alien. Thank you so much for coming on. And by the way, I do make a mean Ben 10 video, which I find very cool. So, this video was sponsored by vidIQ. If you'd stayed this long, and you want to be as cool as I am, if you want to be your own YouTuber and make your own amazing videos, I would highly recommend downloading vidIQ. I just recommended it to a colleague. Link in the pinned comment and the description. But before you commit to anything, they've got 3 thumbnails, and the reason you really want a vidIQ subscription is it has an AI that analyzes your channel and tells you everything you're doing wrong and what you need to do to succeed. It's really helpful. Thank you. I'm a nerd. Signing off. We are nerds.